Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm reading for Scorpio energy. So you don't have to be Scorpio sun for this to resonate. You could just have Scorpio in your chart, be interacting with a Scorpio. Like Pluto could be doing something in your sign right now in your birth chart. If you want to know all your placements, there is a link in the description box down below. You can go and check out your birth chart. It's a free service. I'm not affiliated. It's just what I use. Like for me, for my kids, you know, for anyone who I can talk into letting me do the birth chart for them. So yeah, what do we have today? A really interesting energy. The funny thing is about the energy when I tune in is it feels really, really powerful, like really powerful, really strong. It's this real sense that, sorry, I'm stumbling over my words a bit. I've not fully woken up yet. It's this energy of like being aware that there's something there, right? Being aware that you're connecting with something, that there's energy there, and it's big and it's powerful and it's ancient, justified, and they're ancient. Somebody sang that to me when I was explaining this energy. And it's like it's coming. Oh, I just burnt myself on my joystick. Silly. Yeah, don't burn yourself on things, guys. I don't know. It's like you jump too soon, you'll get burnt. Maybe there's a message like that in there. It's like this, like the animal spirit deck, the dragon card. It's like this old, ancient guardian watcher energy. I think it's associated with like truth as well. So it's like it's there, right? It's all around me, like physically. Like when I start to meditate, it's like it's immediately there. It's like right there, ready to go. So like my crown chakra just immediately opened up. Like I had like these like almost like cold goosebumpy sensation, a bit like, you know, when people say, oh, I felt like something just passed through me, that kind of energy in like big sections on my body. Like there was 100% definitely something there, or my own energy, right? My own ability to connect psychically was really, really strong. It was like instantly on as soon as I tried. So with this, like, it was almost like everything was there, everything was ready to go, right? Like the energy was massive, and yet I was getting nothing. It was like radio silence. So the best way I could describe it is like, you know, like your Wi-Fi signal. It's like looking at your Wi-Fi signal and seeing like you've got a full bar, you know, checking the speed. The speed is like really, really good, but nothing's coming through. It's like the connection's dead. But the connection's not dead, right? Because that's the thing. It's like it's right, or like somebody's on the end of the phone but they're not talking. It's like this energy of, I was saying, it's like being in the belly of a whale or something. It's like it's there, it's all around, but it's like holding back. It's quiet on purpose, which is interesting because the King of Cups fell out. Very, very, very strongly drawn to the Steampunk Tarot for you. And as I was kind of shuffling, the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, maybe some of you identify as like Queen of Cups more, but the King of Cups jumped out, and it is your card in the tarot. King of Cups for me is Scorpio. So don't worry about the gender. Just know that gender is very fluid in my readings. If it's a specific gender, I'll make it very, very clear. But normally, if it's a king, a queen, you know, the representation on the cards, just take it as it fits, right? So if you think, oh, I know that person, it's probably talking about that person for you. So there's like two steps of interpretation. I get the messages, I do my best to interpret them, and I give them to you, and you may interpret them differently, and that's okay because it's a collective reading. The messages are going to be intentionally intentionally it'll mean different things to different people. It's funny when I hear feedback about my readings, people will take the same thing and be like, oh, for me it was this, and then someone else will be like, oh, for me it was this completely different thing. Like, you know, elephants, for me, elephants symbolize my mother, but you know, maybe an elephant might symbolize a different person for you, and that's okay. So yeah, the King of Cups came out, and one of the things about the King of Cups is they have very, very deep emotions. It's quite a powerful, you know, potentially psychic energy. Just to kind of show you your other card in the tarot, the High Priestess. It's that person who can be both in the living world and in the spirit world at the same time, right? That's the representation of these two columns either side of her. It's like being able to be in the in-between spaces. It's kind of like Persephone, if you know Persephone. You know, being both light and shadow, being in that in-between space where, you know, you're receiving messages, but you don't always tell people. So the thing with the King of Cups is, for me, the kings hold back. They take action when necessary, but normally they're a lot more reserved than the queens. The queens are like, this is my thoughts, these are my feelings. I'm going to tell you them. I'm going to tell you them openly. I have nothing to hide. They're a bit more social, where the kings are a little bit more strategic. They're a little bit more I will only express this when it's necessary for me to do so. Like it's kind of like a needs to know basis. So yeah, the King of Cups has very, very deep emotions, like really deep emotions for something. But they're probably a better listener, right? They're probably the sort of person, like when you're around them, you just blurt out everything too. But they maybe don't give you a huge amount back. So I don't know if this is you, if this is somebody around you, but he came out. So yeah, definitely feels like the energy of like not needing words, to connect to this person. It's more about the energy, the feeling is more important than the words perhaps. But the other really interesting thing that was happening to me, now I watch a few different readers on YouTube myself, and I have favorites. I have like a couple of readers where I think, oh, I'm really excited that, you know, for them to post videos. I kind of wait and anticipate the videos coming out, and when they do, it's like I watch them straight away, you know, and I make the time to watch them so I can pay attention to them and this kind of thing. And there was maybe like 3 videos by readers that I really like yesterday, and I kept putting them on and I just couldn't concentrate on them. And I had this feeling of like, it's almost like this energy that I was connecting into for you. It's almost like trust your own intuition. Like, don't allow other people to interpret for you, or like you don't need the tarot card readers, you don't need the psychics, because you already have such an intense connection, Scorpio. Something like that. Like, again, trust your feelings, trust your gut on this. Do you need this reading? Do you need this reading, or do you already know? So yeah, I got the song Joyride for you by Roxette, and it actually says in that song, we don't need no fortune teller. We don't need no fortune teller because we know what we feel, right? Now, funnily enough, I kind of had Joyride for you already, and then I was trying to describe what this energy was that I was feeling, and I was saying it's kind of like a dragon. I was like, it's kind of like a dragon, but it's more like the Magician card. It's like it's not as earthy, it's more like it's made of stardust kind of thing. Like, and then I was thinking about the yeah, sort of like that. That's a perfect example. I was thinking about this deck, the Dragon Path deck. It's like it's there, but it's not there, right? It's not solid, it's ethereal. And then in my head I heard Magic Dragon, which made me laugh, and I think it was a little bit of a joke, but when I was little I used to sing this song, Puff the Magic Dragon lives by the sea, and obviously that has certain connotations, which if you know what they are, you do you, right? But it could definitely explain that kind of like floaty off into space feeling. But yeah, and then again, I was discussing, like I was trying to explain, because I was like, how do I explain this to Scorpio? How do I explain this energy that doesn't have words, it just has feelings, to Scorpio in words? How do I do that? And I was saying like, oh, I was kind of getting Puff the Magic Dragon, which made me laugh. And the person said, oh, Camelot. And I was like, what do you mean Camelot? Well, Camelot is like it was a big theme park, I think in like the 80s, kind of based on like Arthurian legends and things like this. And they said, yeah, there was a Puff the Magic Dragon at the theme park. So you can Google this. The theme park doesn't kind of exist in that form anymore. Yeah, but you can Google Puff the Magic Dragon or Magic Dragon Camelot, and you'll see video footage of this dragon. And it's kind of very... it's very dated now, right? It's clearly like a robot. It's a bit cheesy, but it doesn't really represent the energy that I was tapping into. But I don't know, it seems that's where I got led, which makes a lot of sense actually, because then when I was making my notes, I was like, oh, Magic Dragon Camelot, and you got Joyride by Roxette, which the the art of that is like a theme park or a carnival or something. There's like an elephant actually, funnily enough, on the artwork. So we don't need no fortune teller, theme parks, Joyride. I don't know, but it was also getting liability by Lorde. So you're a liability. So I don't know if it's almost like a theme park. I don't know why Camelot shut down, but you know, was the things where it was like a liability, were the things that needed repairing? I don't know. Maybe somebody's playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. I don't know. Or does someone feel like they're a liability in a situation? What stood out to me is because I'm getting this like magic magician energy, I've actually gone ahead and pulled out Gemini's card, the magician, here, because I'm getting that kind of magic energy so strongly. Liability, she says, tricks don't work anymore. Tricks don't work anymore. So it could be like, you know, like maybe somebody is associated with some kind of theme park, or you know, like a place where they give performances. Maybe they're the magician, and it's like, maybe, you know, like how the dragon at Camelot, it kind of looks really dated now, it doesn't work anymore. So maybe people are getting tired of the old tricks that the magician does, something like that maybe. For others of you, there's something where it's like, if it's relationships, it's like you're looking in the wrong place, or you're not valuing the right thing, or I'm hearing can't teach an old dog new tricks, because look at the magician, he's holding this up, it's distracting, right? It's misdirection. He's holding this up, but actually all the important things are on the table and he's pointing down. So it's like misdirection, right? Look over here while I do something over here. But I've got this energy of like, this, and I don't know if this is you, I don't know if this is someone you're dealing with. It could be like one person in the group of people who are coming to the reading, right? And it's a difficult message to say, but it's something like perhaps when you're going into new relationships, like you're trying to attract someone, you do it in a very sexualized way. So again, this is not for everybody, but for somebody, it's like you know, you play the seductress, right? So it's like very sexualized. I'm gonna get you in the bedroom, like, you know, wearing the really nice like underwear in the bedroom, having a lot of tricks, and then the person getting bored of that, right? The person getting bored, like it's a novelty, right? And the person gets bored of it and you can't keep them, right? It's like, why don't people stay? Like, why are people treating me like a one night stand? Why are people like in and out? Because the Knight of Wands is like in and out energy. It's like really enthusiastic 1 minute and then distracted the next. Not a bad person, it's just the nature. Sagittarius energy for me as a reader, or Aries. It's like very kind of impulsive, very much this feels good in the moment. And then it's like, well, if you're looking for this, if you're looking for that deep connection that matches you, if you're looking for a King of Cups connection, which is, you know, we can communicate without words. I'm so sorry, my phone tried to install an update. Like, you know, I want this person who I have a deep emotional bond with, somebody who I can connect with on a spiritual level. You know, then it's like, what if you keep doing the same thing, you're going to keep getting the same results. So like trying to seduce people and play this kind of siren, temptress, seductress, you know, I can make you happy in the bedroom. It does get, you know, are you going to keep learning new tricks to keep them? It's like, you shouldn't have to do any of that. That shouldn't be, you know, that should be like the icing on the cake. What should matter is what the cake is made of. So do you have a bond with that person in the first place? Do you, you know, can you sit there and can you talk to that person? Can you share, can you tell them when you're having a bad day? Can you like turn up with no makeup on and scruffy hair and be like, oh, I just couldn't be arsed today? And will they still love you for who you are? Or do you feel like you constantly have to play this role, this seductress role where, you know, if they see you without makeup, they're going to leave you? If they are, and if you're scared of that, then they're not the right person for you, right? You're trying to hold on to something that isn't what you actually want, right? So really big important message for somebody there, which was hard to deliver, but it could be for somebody. So yeah, you shouldn't have to try so hard, right? Like, and again, it's like that should be the icing on the cake, not the reason why, you know, it's not that shouldn't be what you build a relation. You shouldn't build a relationship on this, right? It's never going to last. It's not an energy that lasts. This is an energy that lasts. So yeah, a bit of a preach there for somebody. I'm sorry, but it's what came through. Right, I'm going to get you some Scrabble letters. We're going to see what comes out. It could be your initials. It could be the initials of your person. It could kind of spell out a word and make you think of something. Use your intuition and roll with whatever you get. So what do we have, please, for Scorpio today? Scorpio's energy today. Scorpio today. Scorpio today. Scorpio. Ah, A. So what? Aaron, Andy, Andrea, Aiden. D names. Ad. It's like AD. Adam. Donald. Don, yeah. Adonis. Maybe you're a bit of an Adonis. I don't know. I'm not going to pull that many letters out, but Adoni. I don't know. I don't know. Right, whatever you get from that. If you get nothing, that's absolutely fine. Nod. Maybe you're dealing with somebody who makes you nod off. Like, you know, they're great in the bedroom, but as soon as they start talking, you're like, I'm so bored right now. You know, like you have to have that, you have to match on a soul level, right? Especially because you're Scorpio, right? Maybe look at your Mars placement, see what that is. Maybe look at your Venus placement, your Mercury placement. Mars is to do with sex drive. Venus is to do with like how you love, right? Your emotional connections, and also sex drive. And Mercury is to do with communication, how you communicate with others, how you form social bonds. So maybe go and look up those for a little bit more insight into relationships, if that's why you're coming to this reading. You know, you could have two people who match like with the sun signs, but the rest of the chart could be completely incompatible. You know, they could be coming at conversations from two completely different angles. You know, they could be completely different in the bedroom. I don't know why I'm getting these. Patience. This is a very patient energy. This is a very impatient energy, right? Knight of Wands is so impatient, very restless. King of Cups will sit there and listen to you talk all day. Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting you words, but I really felt like I needed to get you some words. What do we have here? Music. If you have trouble expressing your feelings through words, like you can't tell someone how you feel to their face, send them a song, right? Make them a mixtape. Like, I'd be well impressed if someone made me a mixtape. I'd be like, that is so cool. Like a proper one, like on a cassette. I don't know how I'd play it, but like, delirious. Delirious, okay. Makes me think of things like Lana Del Rey and Wolf Alice. I'm really into that kind of music at the moment. Cigarettes After Sex, that kind of really heady, kind of my spirit's left my body kind of music here. But I'm still here. I don't know. All right, make of that what you will. Let's keep going. So what do I have for Scorpio today, please? What's the situation? What's the 411? What's going on? Toil and labour, a bit secretive, possibly about something at work, unexpected income. You could have got a raise, you're not telling anyone about it. Quite wise, I would say. Toil and labour, family room in the reverse. Family room. Okay, I'm going to take it in the upright, but remember, like, it could be, like, not whatever I'm saying. So the family room is like, maybe somebody works from home. Maybe somebody does work from home, like toil and labour and family room. You want to keep something a little bit secret, right? So say you're doing stuff for work, but it's like only you're meant to know this, and you've got your kids running in and out of the room. You know, it could be quite difficult to, you know, to find that, to concentrate on your work, to keep that privacy. It could definitely be things like that. You know, it could be quite difficult to find space. You know, say you're doing something where you're running a business from home, you know, you're getting stock coming in, you're kind of repackaging it, you're sending it out to clients, to customers. You know, you could have a lot of boxes and a lot of things in that room, taking up space. Kids could be knocking things over. It could be that you've had a discussion, had a conversation in a private space. So it doesn't have to be like the living room, but like a private space, like indoors, private home, not like a public place. You know, about work, about how much work you're putting into a relationship, something like this. Let's get a little bit more. You know, maybe you're being asked to be very, very patient at this time. What What else, please, for Scorpio? That gives me, I mean, it's got a lot of different meanings, but I'm actually hearing closed casket. It reminds me of like, I don't know if people still do this anymore. I don't know if it's maybe certain cultures do it, but you know when people have the coffin in the family room and then people come and visit and they pay their respects to that person. It's like part of the mourning period, part of the grieving period. So it could be that for some of you, but Anubis being here tells me, this always talks to me about, you know, being judged after death. How will I be judged after death for my actions? Will I be weighed? Will my soul be weighed against the, you know, a white feather? Will I be seen as a good person? Will I not be seen as a good person? What happens in the afterlife? You may have a lot of questions about the afterlife at the moment. You may have felt like, you know, with me really getting that sense of like a big presence in the room, you could feel like somebody who's passed over is coming to visit you. You could really feel them, especially in a certain room. So this could be indicating like their bedroom, or, you know, the room that they used to entertain people in, like the room that they'd normally be in, and you go in that room and you're like, I can really sense their presence in this room. I'm getting those tingles again. That's how it kind of feels. But it's like a really big presence, right? It's like the way it was coming through to me is like, there's no ignoring this. There's no, like, there's definitely something here. Like, there's no doubt about it. There's something here. I can feel it. It's like, it's almost that energy of like, right, if I step out of the room, I feel completely normal and fine. I step into the room and it's like everything's tingling. I feel heady. I feel like my soul's like gone all flighty in my body. It's like, just unmistakable. The energy of the room is really, really different. Even if it's not somebody who's passed over, for some of you, it's like, could be talking about, especially at the workplace, right? It could be talking about like, maybe somebody who's very different at work than they are at home. Maybe it's talking about tension in the room. You know, like if some, like this, you can, I used to work with a Scorpio who was like this, actually. It's like if they were having a bad day, everyone was having a bad day. Like you would, and this was a low vibrational Scorpio. This is, you can have high vibrational or low vibrational Scorpios. So, but it was like that thing about like, you could just tell, you could walk into the room and you could tell by the atmosphere what mood that person was in that day. Like, you know, was everybody really quiet, like mouth shut, serious faces, a little bit grumpy? Like you could just feel the tension in the air and you'd be like, oh no, it's going to be one of those days. Or like you go in and everybody be laughing and joking and happy. It's because the Scorpio is happy and laughing and joking. So it's like you never knew what you were going to get from that person, and you could really tell like the whole atmosphere would change. Like that's what their presence was like. It affected everybody. And the thing is as well, like, again, this is why, you know, you want to watch out for Scorpio energy in the reverse, because Cups energy is very, very social. It's very much to do with emotions and connections with other people. So, and the King of Cups and Scorpio energy can be very, very clever at manipulating other people's emotions. It's like that emotional understanding of other people can be very, very strong. Again, look at your full birth chart. It's not going to be the same for everybody. But if somebody's watching this reading looking at a low vibrational Scorpio, that can be very manipulative, very like gaslighting and things like that. It's actually a very dangerous energy. So yeah, in the upright, amazing. In the reverse, horrific. So yeah, I don't know if somebody's dealing with somebody like that. What else could we be getting from this? If it's not anything to do, like, you know, you could just have an interest in like the arcane, the afterlife, the spiritual. It could just be representing some kind of interest in those kind of topics. It could also be talking about, with it being a number 8, that's something that's perpetual. That's a bond that can never be broken. Something that you know, your soul carries on, something like that, or a bond that carries on even when somebody is passed. It could just be talking about a situation that's ended. Like, this is a closed case. You know, there's no going back here. This situation's done. 9 of Pentacles. Somebody could be gaining some independence through whatever this situation that's closing is. Financial independence. So in that case, you'd be talking about like inheritance and things like that. Somebody could be inheriting a house or property from the family room. Maybe somebody who worked very, very hard for what they have, right? Could be talking about, that kind of old school money of, I mean, I've got people, historically, my family were like this. Funny that I did feel the urge to talk about this. One of my ancestors, he's like my great 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 granddad or something like that. He worked for a manufacturing factory, and he was, and his wife as well. Who wasn't his wife at that time, but they both worked for this big textile company or manufacturing company like this, right? And they were very, very skilled, right? They were the people actually doing the job. So I believe that the woman was actually doing this kind of work where she was actually a skilled worker, right? She was actually making the product, and the guy, my great great granddad, he was like a supervisor, like the floor man kind of thing. So again, he would have had a really good understanding of the inner workings of the business. And they wanted to get married, and the person who ran the factory said, no, I don't approve. And they did it anyway, and they went off and they started their own business. Now, they had a certain amount of money, and they said, right, we've got two options here. We either invest a lot of the money in a few products, but we make them very, very high quality and we make them perfect, or we mass manufacture. But then very, very cleverly, they went for the making less products but at a much, much better quality, because this actually helped them to compete against, this big established company, because obviously they were already mass manufacturing, and they were able to offer a more specialized product. It was almost like, this is handmade, this is like very fine detail, this is like, proper high-end product. So very quickly they established a reputation for themselves, and they were offering their product to very like like high society, and it became like the desired name. So even though the manufacturing process cost a lot more, the end product they could actually sell for quite a lot of money. So it worked for them and it really paid off. And one of the reasons, I was thinking this the other day, why it probably worked so well for them was because the person at the top of the business may not have actually understood the company that much. I don't know, it's conjecture, but the people who are working on the floor, the people who are actually doing and making the product, they understand the intricacies, right? They understand what makes the product good, and how to run that business. The floor man, the supervisor, is the one who's actually running the business. The people at the top are often, they might not even know like how half the thing works, right? They're just making decisions and having meetings. The people who are actually on the floor working, they know how to run the business. Right, they might know how to do promotions and like marketing and all that kind of fancy stuff, but you can hire somebody to do that. And you know what sells products? Passion. So I don't know if that's coming through for somebody, but it gives me that kind of energy of like somebody who really knows what they're doing because they've worked really hard on it, right? They've honed their craft, they've got the skills, but perhaps not been paid very much for doing it because they're working for a big company. It's like working really hard on something and achieving a certain amount of comfort, a certain amount of nice things, and then like the passing and the inheritance of that. It doesn't have to be for everybody, but could be for somebody. It really came through quite a lot. I don't know. What else, please, for Scorpio? Transformation. Look at that. Really interesting. Platinum as well. That's the chakras all lit up. Absolutely. Like I said, it was like 0 to 60. It was like, I'm going to meditate now. The second I started, it was like crown chakra, boom. Crown chakra was like glowing. Like again, 0 to 60 instantly. So transformation for you. Yeah, I mean, death is a transformation, right? Birth and death process. That's what people like. The actual death card in the tarot, that's the meaning of it. It's death and rebirth. It's the end of a situation or the transformation of a situation. Like that's what death is. It's just transformation. So your soul going on to whatever the next phase is, whether you want to see that as heaven, whether you want to see that as the next life. There's a transformation process when that happens. Nothing goes anywhere. If you look at physics, like you cannot make something go. Like you cannot make something like a magician trick, right? You can't make the Statue of Liberty disappear. You can't do that like in terms of science, in terms of physics. What you can do is misdirection. What you can do is moving something into a different space or transforming it into something else. So when you understand that, you understand like alchemy and things like this and metamorphosis. And I don't know, what's that old-fashioned thing that people used to do? I can't think of the word for it. Like, I guess alchemy, I don't know. So yeah, like they've even done experiments where they've had like a sealed room. I don't know the details of it, I'm sorry. Maybe you can Google it and find it, but I've seen reports that people have done experiments where they've sealed a room, right? Sealed a room, and somebody's passed away in it, and the weight of the room has changed. So it's like, where did the soul go, right? It's like something left that room. So the meaning of the high priestess is like what's here physically and then what's on the other side. So if you want to look at like the negatives of a photograph, right, black and white, the inverse. So it's like maybe like something about, I had this the other day with like 2 parallel dimensions. So if it's not here, it's in the other one, and if it's not in this one, it's in the other one. Like it doesn't go anywhere, it's just on the other side, like the upside down in I nearly said the wrong word then. I can't get the right word. I can only get the wrong word, and it's really silly. Stranger Things, there we go, thank you. So there is some kind of transformation happening here. Nothing goes anywhere, right? Again, remember the figure 8. Nothing goes anywhere, it just transforms. So transforming a situation, whatever that means to you. Is there a singer called like Don Henley? Is that a thing? I need to Google that because I just got it and I was like, maybe there's somebody who really liked that performer. Don Henley? I get really curious in my readings. Yeah, American musician. Boys of Summer. After the boys of summer have gone. Okay, so that could be for somebody. There, look at that. Look at that. Can't make this up. I was telling you I was getting like magic energy, misdirection. But it's like, it's a deceptive energy, but it's coming through in your feelings. It's like misdirecting your own feelings or looking for something. I was getting like, I didn't say it in my notes, but no, I did say it in my notes. I forgot to say it from my notes. Like the misdirection of like looking for something in the wrong place, like, or like misdirecting yourself. It's that thing of like, oh, if I'm great in the bedroom, this person's going to stay with me. Well, actually, like, what happens when you grow old? Like, or like, what happens if you get sick? Like, it has to be based on more than that. So it's like chasing the wrong thing or something. But just to know, the magician always has the figure 8 with it, right? So this perpetualness of the magician. I'm just going to get all your cards out because I can't actually get a fix on your energy. I don't know who you are in this reading. Again, like kind of like secretive energy, but wanting to communicate, wanting to take action, feeling like you want to. Oh, that's too many cards. King of Pentacles and King of Swords I just saw. Okay. Feeling very passionate about something. Emperor in reverse. This is my Scorpio Emperor. Normally Emperor is Aries, Taurus, but this one really gives me strong Scorpio energy. I call it the dragon energy, the Pluto energy. Oh my goodness, what is going on with your cards? I can't take that many. I don't know which one's meant to go where. Can you give me them more clearly, please? I need order. Order. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Oh, look at all these reversals in your thoughts. Oh, okay, I'm going to put those together. Okay, what have we got? I've got too many. I can't take this many cards. I told you this energy is like really overpowering. It's very big. One more, please. One more. If we can get one more for the future action space. Thanks. There's the devil. Yeah. Okay. Heartbreak. Okay. Somebody either is or is dealing with, I'm inclined to say that the people coming to my readings are normally brilliant people and I love you and I'm so happy that you're here. But I don't know, every now and again somebody sneaks in low vibrational energy, or you know, most of you are doing the work, right? Most of you are on this ride, on this joyride with me. Some people really struggle to get out of their shadow, or to even look at the shadow, right? Some people are in total denial about, you know, their own negative behavior, their own shadow self, right? And it keeps them trapped. And this is what I'm seeing here. This is somebody who's, the truth is I'm trapped by my own shadow. The truth is I'm trapped by my own devil. I can't defend myself against this. It's overwhelming me. There's nothing I can do. It's very negative and it's very low vibrational. And I don't like doing readings like this. But again, the most important reading is going to come through for the person who needs it the most. And if somebody's in this awful energy, they need to possibly hear it, right? They need a wake-up call, which is what this is. Very controlling. Like, and it's so funny because what this is giving me here with this Emperor and the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, because these reversals, like in the upright, brilliant characters, like so stable, so solid, so dependable, really know their stuff, really got the stuff together. And I'm not saying this is you, again, Scorpio, I really need to emphasize, it's not a personal reading, it's a collective reading. I don't know who the message is for, and it doesn't have to be that I'm talking about you. I'm reading for Scorpio energy, but this could be somebody that you're dealing with. Yeah, really good, really dependable, very highly skilled, very experienced. They know their stuff. This is like, you know how I was saying about my great-great-grandfather, like got into the position he was in because he worked so hard for it, and he had the business smarts, right? And he knew his stuff. He knew what he was doing. In the reverse, extremely toxic energy, incredibly controlling, really controlling. This is like my way or the highway. Super toxic and very difficult to get away from as well, especially with the devil on the table. That is like somebody who's like a boss who's gaslighting you, right? A boss who's like, I'm never letting you leave. I'm gonna make it so that if you try to get out of this contract, you know, you're gonna lose all your money. You know, I expect emotional loyalty. It's, you know, oh, it really feels really, really strongly toxic. And the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, you can see she's all dressed in gold. So the Queen of Pentacles can be wife, mother, boss. And then like all dressed in gold in the reverse, this is like only cares about the money, only cares about how she looks, only cares about material things. She's jealous, she's greedy, she's excessive, bad with money. So this could be representing father, boss, mother, wife, husband, or a group that is probably absolutely awful with money, either really, really stingy, like they hoard it all to themselves. The funny thing is, I keep seeing Smog from Lord of the Rings. That's how you pronounce it, right? Smog. And what I was describing when I was connecting to that dragon energy, I actually said it's not smog, it's not like smog, right? Because it didn't feel like that to me. So maybe it's like two dragons. If you think about dragons in terms of like Dragon's Den, which I don't know if they have this abroad, but in the UK we have this TV show Dragon's Den, where it's like a bit like The Apprentice, right? That's probably a bit better known, but the dragons are like a board of investors, like really experienced, really established investors, and people go in and pitch their businesses to them, and they either choose to invest or not. And like if you get multiple dragons, like if all four dragons are interested in you, they start to, you know, banter about with themselves, like trying to offer a better deal. You know, if they're really interested, they will try, you know, you can play them off against each other and get the best deal. If only one's interested, then it's like you either take the deal or you don't, right? You don't have a lot of bargaining chips with that. So it really does feel like that kind of like investor energy, but absolutely toxic. Like this person's coming to your business, they are controlling everything, they are not actually giving you the money that they promised to give you, you don't know where the money's gone, you feel like they're misdirecting you. Incredibly toxic. And this is in your thoughts. So I want to say there's something going on cognitively where you're aware of this and it's what you're dealing with. I hope it's not you. But then coming up in your thoughts with this Ace of Swords, it is the clarity. It is the clarity that you are stuck, right? That your hands are tied, that you feel like you cannot get out of this situation, that you don't have the upper hand, you have no ground, you have no bargaining chips here. So the recognition that you're stuck could actually be heartbreaking, but it's not going to be for everybody, by the way. Don't panic. We're going to get you through this, because this is what the tarot does. Sometimes it's like you have to acknowledge how shit the situation is to be able to get out of it. The brilliant thing that I'm seeing here is the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords is, to me, like the thicket of thorns, right? The thicket of thorns, the way you're trapped. You're scared to move in case you hurt yourself. You can't see. You don't know which way to go. But you have the Ace of Swords, which is the exact tool you need to chop away the thickets. Now, normally the Ace of Swords is you are trapped by your own thoughts, right? And it could be that you've got some negative thoughts about this situation, which we will get you advice on that. We will help you out here. And normally she has to trust her intuition to get her out of the situation. So you do want to trust your intuition, but it's almost like the thoughts might actually help you to escape as well. Kind of makes me, I always think, sorry, I'm getting something. Almost seems to me like almost like a James Bond type trap, you know, like, no, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. Where it's like like, say this is James Bond, this is like the protagonist, or I don't know, the damsel in distress, and you know, the supervillain has them hooked up to this machine, and like the swords, you see, because the swords are on cogs, so it's like the swords are starting to turn, it's like time is ticking. What are you going to do? You're going to save the damsel in time. And can you see this sword is like, it's almost like this sword is almost controlling this mechanism. And the electricity is like powering the sword that's controlling the mechanism. I don't know why it's coming through like that, but it's like, you'd have to shut off the electricity, right? You know what I mean? It's like you know, Mrs. Trunchbull from Matilda, where she sticks them in like the cupboard, and it's got all like nails, you know, stuck through it, so they have to stand there really still. It's like it feels kind of torturous, I'm not gonna lie, and it's a really uncomfortable energy, but kind of makes me think of that. And the interesting thing as well is when I was taking my son to school, there were some contractors, there were some builders going into the baby school, the primary school. And as I was kind of walking across the playground, I saw they dropped a big nail. So I picked up the nail because I thought, well, the kids are going to come out here running around, and some of them are really young, like what, 3 and 4, probably 4 and 5, I think. And you know, I was like, I'm going to pick up that nail. So I picked up the nail and threw it in the bin. But kind of like, I don't know, what's making me think of that. Yeah, look at this. Like, yeah, no, thoughts are torturous. Thoughts are deceiving you. Your thoughts are torturous. Your thoughts are self-deceptive. Right. So, what else do we have? So your deceptive thoughts, right? So the magician is a deceptive energy, right? He's sleight of hand, he's misdirection. So feeling like you're being misdirected, feeling like, I mean, the normal way I would read the magician in your feelings is feeling like you're capable of making your dreams a reality, feeling like you've got all the tools you need to succeed. But with the other surrounding cards, I'm really getting this like misdirection, bad energy off that magician. 2 of Cups. It's a very toxic 2 of Cups, I always think. It's always, to me, it's like, you know, she's like the evil twin kind of thing. Feels, for some of you, and I know some of you aren't going to want to hear this, it feels like false flame. So if you know about this, it's when people think they're in a twin flame relationship, but it's actually just a horrible toxic relationship, and the other person could be manipulating somebody into thinking that they're the twin flame, but actually they are just manipulating you because they want to use you, right? And it happens quite often. That's how it feels to me. like gaslighting, like, you know, like if you want to look at, for example, like just to pull a few examples out, I can think of a tarot reader who this happened to as well. It's so sad. She seems so lovely. Yeah, the guy was basically just manipulating her, you know, went along with it, made her think that he was her twin flame, and he was just using her basically. And she did a video on it. It was heartbreaking. It was so sad. Especially because she was so lovely, right? So lovely and so naive and so vulnerable, and like this jerk just used her. And you can see it as well, like if you want to look at the Tinder swindler. So on Netflix, the Tinder swindler is this guy who swindles women out of loads of money because he sells them this fantasy, sells them this dream. Or if you want to look at a Bad Vegan as well, a similar thing happens there where this guy basically manipulates this woman and you know, sells her this story of the happily ever after, the happy ending, tells her what she wants to hear, tells her this fantasy, but really he's just using her. But here, see, the thing is, in your this Nine of Pentacles here shows me that in the past you had some kind of independence, some kind of financial independence, which actually could be what causes people to prey on you, right? She's alone, he, they, doesn't have to be a woman, right? You know, this person's alone, they've just inherited a load of money. I want that money. I'm going to make them think that I'm their knight in shining armor. I'm going to go in, act like this great person to get to the money. I don't like delivering these kind of messages, and it's not going to be for everybody. So I think in this reading, it's very, very important that if you feel like this isn't your reading, then, you know, switch off. But if there's an inkling that, oh my God, this is true, I'm not saying that 100% is, but, you know, you want to just kind of, you want to clear your thoughts here. You want to clear your thoughts. And sometimes that might mean having to step back, right? Having to say, right, I know there's a load of chemistry here again with this electricity and this here. I know there's a load of chemistry. I know there's a load of attraction here. I know there's a load of desire. I cannot resist this person. I cannot resist them. So what do you do? What are you going to do if this relationship is toxic and you feel like you can't resist them? You're going to have to get some help. You're going to have to be honest with somebody, even if it's just yourself. I do think you should probably open up to somebody, a friend, a family member about the situation, because it feels very, very toxic to me. And even if this is true twin flame, right? Even if this is a real perpetual twin flame connection, and you know, it really is, you know, twin flame connections can be horribly, horribly toxic. Go and Google it if you don't know what it is. Horribly toxic. And the only thing to do, the only way to deal with it is to separate for a bit, right? Separate, go away, learn, heal, because if you're in the toxic phase, like you don't want to perpetuate that. So I feel like somebody needs to go and look all this up and just be very, very aware of what a false flame is as well, and how toxic that is. That's never going to heal, right? That's somebody using somebody. Maybe King of Cups. Yeah, so it's saying it's you. I would say King of Cups. So this is saying you're the one who has independence. You're the one who has the Nine of Pentacles energy, right? But again, it's like this person's showing up like the King of Cups. Like, I'm wearing my heart on my sleeve here. It's very positive energy. It is in the upright, but the Emperor in the reverse. What's the Emperor in the reverse? What is the Emperor in the reverse? Six of Wands. Feels like success that isn't deserved. With it being the Emperor in reverse, he's like he hasn't got the skills and experience or the knowledge or the capability to run this business. And yet they've got success. Like, why? I'm struggling with your reading a bit. I'm going to throw that out there. So I don't know how well I'm reading it. Again, there's a few different people who are going to come to this reading. So it's a bit of a mix of energy. But the strongest message that's coming through is this big warning sign saying there's something really toxic, really bad going on here. And somebody feels trapped and defenseless. So because that's so difficult and I want to get this person out of the situation, that's where my focus is going. So if this is not your story, just leave it. It's not your story today. Emotionally wanting to communicate. Emotionally feeling either waiting for communication or wanting to communicate, wanting to take action. This is falling on the floor. What is it? Four of Wands. Could be stuck inside some kind of room, you know, like isolated, wanting to communicate, wanting to take action, but about some kind of home situation, about some kind of success that this person feels like they're having. What's the Queen of Pentacles in reverse? Two of Wands, needing to make a decision. Yeah, it feels like someone who's stuck in a toxic relationship, possibly a toxic marriage, toxic work situation, toxic parents. Really stuck in that situation. How do I get out of this? It does kind of feel like Cinderella a little bit, right? Like stuck in a toxic situation, no choices, no options. Even though this does symbolize choices and options, but like this is kind of more past position, right? I'm the one doing all the work here. I'm working my fingers to the bone, feeling overlooked, feeling, I don't know, feeling overlooked, feeling used, needing to make a decision. Six of Cups and the Sun. What I feel like is happening, what could be happening for some of you, because that King of Cups keeps coming out in the upright, I feel like it's a different person, or it's you, right? Either you're the one who's trying to get somebody out of a toxic situation. You're the one saying, you know, I can see you're in this toxic marriage. I can see you in this toxic work situation. I have deep feelings for you. I love you. I'm supporting you. Come with me, and you know, I'm your true soulmate. Come with me and we'll be free, right? I will give you freedom. I will give you clarity. I'm going to raise your confidence, because this is soulmates, and this is the most positive card in the whole of the tarot. Again, it's like the transformation, right? Coming out of one thing and being free and having clarity. It could be a situation where somebody's stuck in something and they don't realize it. It could be a situation where somebody's in a toxic relationship and they don't realize it until their true soulmate shows up, right? And it's like, oh my God, this is what it feels like to be in love. Like, I thought I was in love, but this is what it feels like to truly be in love. This is what it feels like when somebody truly supports me, when somebody truly cares about me. This is what a real relationship looks like. And I didn't know until this person walked into my life what true love was. But still being stuck in that past situation. Yeah, that's how it feels. That's, you know, I was saying I wasn't quite getting it. That's how it feels. Like, how do you gain independence from that? So perhaps with possibly you as the King of Cups, or possibly somebody around you, like, and again, I'm saying you, it's for someone, it's not for everybody. How do we get out of this situation? How do we get you out of this situation? How do we get you free? Coming up in this future position, this is really, it's the awareness, it's the acknowledgement that this situation sucks. I can't defend myself. I'm totally stuck in it. The devil's got me chained. But you will get out of it, okay? You will, because the tarot's here, right? The tarot's here. If this is your story, if this is exactly your story, how would I know? How would I know? I don't have a clue who I'm reading for. I'm only reading this because the cards are coming out this way. So if you're saying this is spot on, this is 100% my story, there's something beyond us. There's something beyond humans watching this happen, right? And they're here to help you. Now, again, this person could be saying to you, what are you watching tarot card readers for? Again, especially if they're gaslighting, especially if they're emotionally controlling, go and Google it, go and look these videos up on YouTube, gaslighting, you know, like toxic relationships, all these kind of things. There's so many videos that you can watch where you can watch them and be like, oh my God, yeah, that's my situation, you know? And, you know, seeing other people who are going through the same thing, because the gaslighter, the toxic person is going to make you think that it's all your fault. They're going to make you think that they love you, you know, that they're the only person who is ever going to love you, and you know, that you're safe with them, but the whole world's a scary place. It's like Tangled, right? You know, if you look at the way that Mother Gothel treats the girl in Tangled, mummy knows best, listen to your mumsy, but she's using her, right? She's using somebody for sex. I don't know, because they enjoy controlling people, because they're that kind of person, you know. I don't know. It's not a nice reading, and it's not going to be for everybody. So let's get you out of it. Let's figure this out. It's going to be okay. Because I want to say realizing, right? Actually, you know, because especially if you've been gaslighted, if you've been like, or gaslit, if you've been in one of those situations where, you know, this person's been messing with your emotions, messing with your head so much that you believe all their bullshit, and then you realize what's actually happening. You realize the truth of the situation, which is what this feels like. Then you can start to take action, because then you see through it, right? Maybe don't confront them, because there's videos on that too, but realizing, like, that's the key. This is the key, right? The realization of what's actually happening. It's not going to be for anyone of you, all of you. Some of you are fine. Some of you have great bosses. Some of you are in a brilliant workspace. Some of you are in brilliant relationships where there's truly that deep emotional connection, deep emotional bonds. It's not your reading. It's somebody else's reading who's in a really awful situation, and they're realizing it, right? And that's exciting. That's so exciting. So if you want somebody who's watching this thinking that's not my story, be excited for this person who's actually realizing what this person's been doing to them and what their situation is truly like, because now they realize, now they know they can do things, right? They can get out of it. There's a future, there's hope. Doesn't feel like it at this point, but we know there is, right? So if you're that person, if you're this person, we're all supporting you, right? Collectively. Like, I don't know, maybe we're going to pause this reading. Maybe after this reading ends, everybody else is going to send you love. They're going to send you hope. They're going to send you support. Do some meditation and feel it, because I guarantee you're going to feel it. I'm going to do it myself. I'm going to send you that energy that I was feeling, and you're going to know that the universe has got your back, right? There are people on your side. You're not alone. Too much. Be very patient. Patience is the answer here. There is true love coming. There are real emotions coming. You are going to be able to take a leap of faith forwards. I don't know when, right? It's probably not going to be immediately. You're getting patience. So bide your time. Do it carefully. Do it slowly. Please. Also, there's people you can reach out to. There's, like, in the UK, we have like women's aid, shelter, the police, right? Even going to the doctor. You could go to the doctor with, like, oh, I've got a sore toe, and you can go to that doctor's room and be like, I need help. I am in a really bad situation. I need help, you know, but I cannot let anyone know, right? Anything that's like a government institution has to, in the UK at least, has to help you. If you say you need help, they have to help you. Also, Google, if you need help, you can do like this it's something with your hands. I'm not getting it 100% right, but a lot of people are starting to recognize this little hand signal now. Without speaking, you can be like, I need help, right? Something like that. I don't quite know what it is. You can give people that hand signal. If you know, if you're scared and you can't talk, if you can't talk and tell people what's happening, you can give them the hand signal and they'll know. And I've seen as well, like, people who, you know, they can just write a note to somebody, you know, they you know, like paying the bill, like they're paying the bill and they just write, I need help. Like, don't let on, don't tell anyone, but I need help. You can do things like that. The Queen of... This feels like getting your confidence back, right? This feels like getting on your horse, getting your confidence back, realizing that you can have a transformation here. You can have a fresh start. You can have, you can change your situation. And this is planning how to do it. Figuring out, again, very secretive. She can't be seen, right? This, emotionally getting your confidence back, emotionally recognizing that you can have a fresh start, that you are getting called to, that you're getting a second chance, right? Tell me about the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords and Ace of Swords. Eight of Swords. Eight of Swords is Eight of Swords. If you're trapped in if you're mentally trapped, you're mentally trapped. Again, you can maybe go and get speak to the doctor. If your thoughts are getting overpowering, if you can't deal, if you're not clear on, like, you know, if you feel very confused, if you feel like you've just got too many thoughts, you don't know what to do because your thoughts are overwhelming, you can speak to a doctor. You may just need to get a lot of sleep, right? You may really, really, really just need to really sleep it off, and come out fresh like the next day. I don't like this reading. I'm really uncomfortable. Tower moment. Yeah, it feels like a tower moment. Feels like the tower's really good. In this situation where somebody feels stuck, the tower moment is the universe coming in to break down those walls and get you out. I've thought of Tangled, right? Rapunzel in the tower. I also saw, you know, Harley Quinn, where in Birds of Prey, is it Birds of Prey or is it Suicide Squad, where the Joker comes to bust her out and he pulls the entire prison wall off. That's kind of what they showed me. It's like the universe is coming to break you out of that situation. Seven of Wands and the Devil in your action space. Oh God, I hate this card. It's so graphic. There's heartbreak here. There's real heartbreak here. It's a heartbreaking situation. I can't defend myself. I'm completely stuck. I've got no upper hand here. I've got no ground to stand on. I'm completely controlled by this energy, and it's breaking my heart. Oh, a true emperor is coming. Or you're getting the truth about an emperor. You see something super clearly. Queen of Swords and the Emperor. And this is a good emperor. Like this guy, this is my Libra emperor. So again, Aries, Taurus is normally emperor. This is a Scorpio emperor for me. This is a Libra emperor for me. Doesn't have to be any of those signs, but this is Libra too. Oh yeah, the Queen of Swords. She does not take any BS. You may have a friend, right? This could be representing a friend who is like, because this emperor is always like, stand behind me, I will protect you. So this could actually be your father, possibly, father, boss, you know, somebody who's good, not somebody, different emperors. These are not the same people. These are like complete opposites, right? Complete opposites. Same card, completely different energy, toxic, divine masculine, basically. Doesn't have to be a man. So yeah, this feels like with the Queen of Swords as well, it's the Queen of Swords says exactly what's on her mind. She sees things really clearly. You can't gaslight a Queen of Swords. She will cut right through the BS. Yeah, really seeing the truth and really being quite clear cut. It feels like, get behind me, get behind me, Satan. What's that thing? But this feels like, get behind me, I'll protect you, right? I've got the shield. I can protect you. I can protect you from the truth, possibly, but you want the truth in this situation. The truth is going to set you free, right? And she holds on to her truth. She holds on to her truth. She listens to her truth. Her truth talks to her. Her truth vibrates, right? Could be something to do with Camelot, right? With the swords. The Emperor and the Queen of Swords trump the Devil. The Devil is very, very powerful. It's a very powerful card. It's very controlling. The reason, obviously, the Emperor trumps the Devil because, unless it's saying it's a toxic Emperor, but I feel like this is a different Emperor. The Emperor is so high vibrational, right? They've dealt with the Devil before. They've dealt with the Devil so many times on their journey that they know what to do, right? They know what to do in that situation. So yeah, nothing to the Emperor, a true Emperor. And the Queen of Swords, definitely, because the Devil is a trickster. The Devil deceives, the Devil manipulates, the Devil plays with the mind, right? Gaslighting, makes you think you're stuck when you're not really stuck, and all this kind of stuff. And the Queen of Swords, she cuts through, right? She sees clearly, she cuts through. And she's got a lot of truth and integrity, kind of linked to the Justice card, very Libra. Doesn't have to be, you get toxic Libras too. But in the upright, this is like, I see the truth. I see clearly. You cannot manipulate me, right? And not only that, but she can cut the strings. She can cut through those strings that the devil's using to manipulate others. And it's so funny because I was saying I don't want to put this reading up. I'm not comfortable with it. It's not stuff I want to talk about. And yet I'm a Libra, right? And if I'm seeing this and someone needs to hear it, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to post my video. I'm going to speak the truth. And those strings are going to get cut, right? Simples. Show me the meerkat. Yeah, the truth will set you free, right? Ace of Swords. The truth will set you free. Absolutely, 100%. Here you go. Truth, right? Truth, clarity. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. But it's like, even though you see the truth, it's like this person gets into your head. It's like this person's like, their truth is different. And their truth is different every time you ask them for the truth, right? Like, ask them for a truth and they're going to give you a different truth on a different day. And so you don't know really what the truth is because they're so manipulative, they're so shifty. I hate this energy, hate it so much. Like devil, magician, emperor in reverse. This is like mega toxic, proper gaslighting. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. Right, so let's get you some advice. Let's get you some advice. Get the person, we're going to get the stuck person the advice. This person who feels like the hands are tied, the person who feels like they're stuck in a situation that they don't have any ground to stand on. Right? What the universe is giving you advice. This person, your advice is stop being such a dick, right? There you go. That's your advice. In fact, let's get them to bugger off completely out of your reading, right? I don't like them. I don't like them. We're just going to stick with the nice energy. There you go. Gone. Right. The person who feels stuck, right? Completely gone. Completely out of your reading. I've thrown the cards on the floor. Not interested. And you can get out too. Right. This person who's probably super sexy, to be honest, but feeling very, very stuck. With this energy that's coming in to either help them, and that could be part of themselves, like stepping forward, seeing clearly, feeling very empowered, right? Empowered, independent. What have we got for this person? What does this person need to hear? You are good enough. Damn right you are. And we're all going to send you that energy. At the end of the reading, we're all going to switch off. We're going to meditate 5 minutes. We're all going to send you this energy. You are fucking good enough. And what do you need to release? I think we know what you need to release. I've already thrown them on the floor. You know, take your time, get support. You are good enough. Look at this confidence that you have in your emotions. You are good enough. And you know you are, right? If you really dig deep and you get out of this person's energy, you're going to see it. And if this person makes you feel like you're not good enough, if this person, like you put on a nice dress and they go, it's a bit short, look like a bit of a slag, you know, like if this person's knocking your confidence, they're doing it because they want to keep you trapped, right? They don't want you going out and meeting someone who's actually going to treat you well. You are good enough. It's time to be really honest with yourself and understand what's led you to ask your question. Have you been humble to the point of being self-effacing? Humility is good, but it can go too far. And drawing this card suggests you may be underrating yourself. You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain that you are good enough. And you know it, right? This is your emotions in the future. You will know it. And that's what I mean. It can take your true soulmate to come into your life and be like, oh my God, this person makes me feel amazing. If this person's interested in me, like, I don't know. It's like when like that feeling of like when true love enters your life, when somebody really loves you for who you truly are, like the kind of confidence that comes from that. And it can be the universe, right? The universe loves you for exactly who you are, right? So why do you need that person the person who must not be named? Why do you need them? You don't have to be flash, just quietly certain that you are good enough. At the other end of the scale, you also need to honestly answer this question. Have you been too picky? The full moon in Virgo card needs some truthful answers. Once you've given them, it should be easier to see how you got where you are. Your next step should then be more obvious to you. Pay attention to the details. Hard work brings results. Find a balance between cosmic and the mundane in your daily life. Worrying too much will attract more things to worry about. Have you been overly critical? An apology may be in order. Stop second-guessing yourself. Raise your karma by doing something good for somebody else. Well, I don't know. I don't know how much all of that applies to you. I think the main message is you are good enough. Stop doubting yourself. What do you need to release? No, do you know what? I'm just going to read it. The waning moon points to what's falling away. Life goes in cycles, and sometimes we need downtime or to let go. No matter what, when in the moon cycle you pull this card, it's a sign that a situation has peaked, for better or worse, right? I think we know it's peaked for worse, and right, but it's causing you to see clearly, which is good, right? That's a good thing. You see clearly now, and it's time for you to go easier. The autumn and winter of the cycle. So what do you need to release? Almost certainly something from the situation you're asking about. This card can be very positive, but it still can be gently suggesting that you let something go and stop trying so hard. It's safe to let go and move on. Move forward with as little resistance as possible. This is not the time to start new projects. Releasing emotional baggage is recommended now. Say sorry to someone. I don't know if you need to apologize for anything. Do energetic work such as meditation or yoga, and soon you will see what lies ahead. All right. Not on my watch, devil. You not on my watch, right? With Queen of Swords in this. Yeah, no, you're getting on your horse, you're getting out there, and you're going to be fine, because you are good enough. So look for the opportunities, right? Look for the tower moments, because the tower moments create escape hatches, right? The tower moments are there to shake away some of those foundations, to knock down walls so that you can move. You're going to be okay, right? Trust the universe. The universe has got your back. It's going to get better. Make sure you need, right? What I would say for the person that this is for, whoever that is, and I have no idea, I feel like there is an energy that's making you feel like you're not good enough. I feel like there is an energy that's making you feel like you can't trust your own thoughts, right? Who can help with that? A doctor, right? Somebody, a doctor, a psychologist, like somebody who can help with, somebody who's medically trained to recognize these things. And if you are being if you're a victim of being gaslit, they're going to help you see that clearly. If you don't have the money, for example, or physically you just cannot get to a doctor, look at videos online for like what to do if you're being gaslit, what to do if you're being manipulated, what to do if you're stuck in a toxic relationship, right? And you're going to find there's going to be a lot of bad advice, but watching those kind of videos, they're going to give you, you're going to get tips. You're going to hear what other people have been through and what other people have done. In the UK, we have Shelter, we have Women's Aid. These are charities. They can help you. They can give you good advice. We've got Samaritans. There are options. And sometimes you just need to talk to a friend or a family member and say, I'm not sure, but I think I might be in a bad situation and I need help. I need help gaining clarity on that. You can do that. So best of luck, but in your heart of hearts, please know that you are good enough. And everybody who's watching this reading, hopefully, and I'm definitely going to do it, we're going to meditate, we're going to send you that love, we're going to send you, the universe has got your back energy, and hopefully if you meditate, you'll feel it, right? You'll connect to it, you'll know, especially if you connect to whatever I was connecting to at the start of the reading, because it was mega. So look after yourselves. Trust your instincts, trust your own clarity. Even if you're watching too many tarot card readings, it can get in your head, right? It can confuse you. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to confuse you. I want you to see the truth, whatever your personal truth is. And if it's that I'm full of bullshit and that you don't need me, great, right? Right? If that's your truth, but you need to see it clearly. And that's the most important thing that I want you to take away from this reading today. What is your truth? Please take care of yourself. I'm going to send you so much love, and I will see you again soon. Or not, right? Whatever you need. Take care. Bye.